us one example of a program that you'd like to highlight.
So we heard some great use cases, right? Obviously, our work with the VA, with David and Dr. Osborne, right? As Rob mentioned, some of the work that we're doing. And two things I want to note here, right? We're very actively working with the 5G cross-functional team with DoD under now the CIO shop. And Kevin brought up another very good group that we've also participated in, that Federal Mobility Group with GSA, right? So Cyril and that team there has done a great job of actually reaching out to industry, not just Verizon, but the other carriers out there, because as we all know, it does take a lot of people, a lot of knowledge to actually make this a reality. In terms of use cases here, I'll go more into meat and potatoes that Kevin will probably be excited about is, we're talking about broadband access, right? So when I talk about 5G, not just all the use cases that we're talking about here, but just the bread and butter, meaning that it is fixed wireless access, right? So you'll hear a lot on the DoD side, right, from base modernization, right? You'll hear on the civilian side, the business transformation, right? Do you have legacy services on legacy contracts like networks as we migrate to EIS, right? We found, we were fortunate enough here, I'm based on the East Coast, some of us are on the West Coast, but there's a lot of places in the United States that do not have adequate access to broadband technology, right? And can't get last mile connectivity. And that's one of the biggest growth engines we have right now for 5G that's horizontal, both in the DoD space and civilian, where we're providing last mile connectivity to, for instance, a commissary on the military installation. Right now, we are monitoring water, seismic activity, radioactive material, precipitation. Right now, we're doing some work with civilian agencies monitoring the snow cap. Why that's so important? Because we need to know how much snow is. We prepare for fire season that's already outbroke right now in Canada. And there's actually some outbreaks right now in New Mexico and some other Western states right now. So actually, we get very excited about things like fixed wireless access for 5G. I know it enables a lot of these use cases you're talking about here, but make no bones about it. Connectivity is still king, and broadband is sorely needed in a lot of areas, and 5G is going to bridge the gap because a lot of legacy copper services will not be carried over to this next generation contracts and technology, and then cellular is finally a reliable option to be used by federal agencies.